Hey everybody, this is a clip from the latest episode of the Randi Rhodes Show. If you want the full episode, you can watch live on Free Speech TV, Dish Channel 9415, DirecTV 348, Sling, Roku, and Apple TV.
Mary had a little man.
The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream today. Change has come to America.
Believe it.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show.
Turn up your mind.
Friday, you bastards.
We will be releasing the Inspector General's letters, but I want to read one sentence from them. Mr. Atkinson wrote, I set forth the reasons for my concluding that the subject matter involved in the complainant's disclosure not only falls within the DNI's jurisdiction, but relates to one of the most significant and important of the DNI's responsibilities to the American people. This is what's being withheld from Congress right now. We do know that the Department of Justice has been involved in the decision to withhold that information from Congress. We do not know, because we cannot get an answer to the question about whether the White House is also involved in preventing this information from coming to Congress.
You think?
We do not have the complaint. We do not know whether the press reports are accurate or inaccurate about the contents of that complaint. But what I do know is this: if in a matter within the jurisdiction of the Director of National Intelligence, you have an employee of that community or a contractor or detailee who follows the law and makes a complaint, and it is possible for the subject of that complaint to essentially quash the complaint or keep it from Congress, then this system is badly broken.
It is. The system is badly broken. All right, everybody, you ready for all this information? Because this is going to be really good, okay? This is what I think is going on. And then once I tell you what I think is going on, we'll listen to Rudy Giuliani's off the freaking hook interview last night with Chris Cuomo. And I'll tell you why Rudy did it. I'll tell you why Rudy went on the TV just moments, literally, after the president saw Adam Schiff come out and say, our system is badly broken. You got an inspector general over at the intelligence community who oversees all the intelligence community, the IG, right, Atkinson, who is trying to follow the law, which says that if somebody comes as a whistleblower to the inspector general, which is the required first stop for anybody who wants to complain, right, they have to go to the IG first. And then the IG, the inspector general, will do an investigation and find out if that person is saying something that is credible and if the threat is urgent, meaning national security is at stake. The inspector general found that was so with regard to what this whistleblower inside the intelligence community was telling him. And this whistleblower said it wasn't just one instance, it was multiple instances of doing things, the president doing things that was a threat to our national security. IG agreed, thought that was so, thought that was happening, and wanted to comply with the law. The law says that in a case like that, the IG shall. This is just like the tax code. Remember the tax code where if the chairman of the Ways and Means Committee decides that they want the president's tax returns, then the IRS shall provide. Yeah, well, the president is a law-breaking, SOB. So, of course, the Department of Justice, Bill Barr, the cover-up king, the guy who's been working for years to create a unitary executive, meaning I answer to nobody, America's now got a king, which is, of course, why we fought the Revolutionary War, right? Because we were so happy with a king. It's ridiculous. But he inserted himself, Bill Barr did, and said, oh, no. If these transcripts or whatever it is that this particular whistleblower has that he was able to show the IG is released, this president is done for. So Rudy Giuliani realizes the iron is hot, let's strike, and books himself on Chris Cuomo's show, Chris Cuomo Prime Time, on the CNN. Why does he do that? He does that because he needs to get into everybody's mind the idea that Joe Biden is corrupt. This is the new email, okay? This is the new Hillary Clinton email story. So what I want to show you, what I want to predict, what I want to say, I have deduced from listening to, reading Paul Manafort's indictment and everything, and his sentencing memo and all these things, okay? I want to tell you what I think is going on. The election has started. Truly it has. I told you after Labor Day it was going to get interesting. Didn't I tell you wait till September? I kept telling you wait till September. It's going to get real interesting. You're going to see impeachment's going to get real, which it has. And because we saw Corey Lewandowski be a snot-nosed little, twit, right? You saw all that this week. And invoking privileges out of thin air that don't exist. And I can't answer. And I this and I that. We saw subpoenas be defied by Rick Dearborn, defied by Hope Hicks, defied by Don McGahn. We've seen, Rob Porter, the wife beater, also defied a subpoena this week. All this is real. This is real stuff. It's really going on. Why? Because the election has begun. It's after Labor Day. No white shoes, and the election has begun in America. And it will continue for the next year. A year and 2 months of this swill is what we got now. So Rudy Giuliani decides, I better strike while the iron is hot. Here's what I think is going on. Vladimir Putin is back, everybody. He never really left. As you know, in 2018, he was meddling around, right? But Vladimir Putin is back. What do I mean by that? Well, Donald Trump is super desperate because his poll numbers really stink. I mean, like I said, 62% of America is very enthusiastic to vote against him. We just are. We can't wait. It's what we're living for. We wish we could vote today, all right? And if the election was held today, we all know Donald Trump would lose. Donald Trump knows that too. And he is desperate. Vlad knows Donald Trump is desperate. Vlad doesn't want a real American president. Vlad wants somebody that he finds, let's just say, blackmailable, friendly, somebody who's money hungry, somebody who doesn't care about America, doesn't care about the country, doesn't care about the people, doesn't care about anything but himself. And in Donald Trump, he has found that friend. So Vlad is back. Vlad knows Trump's desperate. Remember, the whistleblower said there are multiple instances of promises, offers, conversations that threaten the national security. And I bet you anything. I bet you $1 to a donut, whatever the hell that means, that one of those phone calls has to do with Vlad, and the other one has to do with the president of Ukraine. His name is Volodymyr, okay? Like Vladimir, but the Ukrainian version, Volodymyr Zelensky, okay? Now, what Vladimir Putin is doing is threatening Ukraine. Ukraine's got very bad weaponry, okay? Everything that they have is 40 years old. As you know, Putin annexed Crimea and holds a good chunk of eastern Ukraine. Also, the Ukrainians are fighting internal corruption, which is their second war. 13,000 people were killed in Ukraine by Vlad. You know that, right? Okay, just to put it in context. They got a new president. This guy is also a TV star. He's a TV show guy. His name is Zelensky. Let's just call him that, okay? So Donald Trump apparently calls Vlad. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? And Vlad says, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to prop up Biden in America, okay? We want Biden to be the guy that takes you on. Why? Because Biden's son was very busy for the last 10 years in China and in Ukraine, okay? He was very busy building businesses. And we have some dirt on him, or something that could be perceived as questionable about his business. So what you're going to do is we're going to troll. We're going to make Biden. We're going to, say Biden is our guy, blah, blah, blah. We're going to say he's more electable, whatever it is, and we're going to prop up Biden so that we can knock him down once he's the nominee, okay? Because we have dirt on Biden, so we're going to prop him up to knock him down. Also, Mr. President, I now have you on tape talking to me, saying you're willing to take dirt on Biden, and now you're going to call Zelensky. And you're going to threaten Zelensky. You're going to say to him, if you want defense, if you want money for defense, you got $250 million worth of military defense money, and you're not going to give it to him until he agrees to open up a brand new investigation into Joe Biden's son. And then you'll release the money. You follow? I think that's it. Hey everybody, this is a clip from the latest episode of the Randi Rhodes Show. If you want the full episode, you can watch live on Free Speech TV, Dish Channel 9415, DirecTV 348, Sling, Roku, and Apple TV.